Joins me now. Congressman, thank you for coming in. I want to get to that in a second. I just want to start first with where things stand with tariffs today. Do you think it's a good thing, no matter how temporary or brief the exemption is, that the Trump team is pausing on tariffs on some electronics like smartphones and computers and other electronics?
Well, where things are today is that instead of creating and expanding economic opportunity, Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress are causing economic uncertainty. Consumer confidence is at a 50-year low. Unemployment is on the rise. They promised to lower costs on day one. Sadly, those costs are going up. And, when I talk to small businesses in my district, as I did this weekend, they are concerned that they're going to even be able to whether they'll even be able to hold on. That is the state of these tariffs. Now, look, Donald Trump's go-it-alone strategy is what caused us to be in this place to begin with. Had he worked with Congress in a bipartisan way, we could have used tariffs as a tool. But he doesn't want that. He wants to create chaos, and that is exactly what we have right now.
You had top officials in the administration, like the Commerce Secretary and others, pushing back against statements kind of across the board of how damaging their inconsistent and confusing rollout has been. They were out this weekend doing it once again, saying that there's nothing confusing about it. Listen to this.
So the policy is no exemptions, no exclusions. The policy is in effect. No, there were not exclusions.
They're exempt from the reciprocal tariffs, but they're included in the semiconductor tariffs, which are coming in probably a month or two. So these are coming soon. You shouldn't think this is really outside of it.
What happened is, it's not really an exception. That's not even the right word for it. What happened is this type of supply chain moved from the tariff regime for the global tariff, the reciprocal tariff, and it moved to the national security tariff regime.
David Irvin was on with me earlier, and he said this is tough stuff to explain, so conveying the complexity of it can be messy. That's what he says he's seeing. What do you say to the administration's explanations from this weekend?
Well, I would tell them to talk to the small businesses and the workers in Las Vegas who are concerned, one, about the supply chain, like the small businesses that I talked to who are concerned about things like aluminum, lumber, coming into the country, as well as workers in the hospitality economy who are concerned about tourism that's being affected. This administration chose this, to be clear. This was a choice. Tariffs can be used as a tool, but unfortunately, that is not the approach that this administration has taken. Unfortunately, now China is emboldened. Donald Trump looks weak, and we, as the American people, are paying the price because ultimately tariffs are taxes that Americans will pay, not some foreign government, but the American people and small businesses.
On the possible insider trading and market manipulation, you are one of the people who have been calling for an investigation into the president and those around him. Where do you see evidence to warrant an investigation? Do you think there will be one?
Well, to be clear, market manipulation is fraud. It is a felony. And when you look at the facts, and that is why I am joining with my colleague, Representative Terri Sewell, who is the ranking member of the Oversight Committee for Ways and Means, along with 131 House Democrats calling for a full investigation. An investigation that wants to look at how Donald Trump tanked the market with tariffs, then spiked it with the pause, but only after he gave notice to his billionaire friends. And the proof is there. $300 billion of additional increases for billionaires and their investments, while Americans whose retirements, whose health savings accounts were put at risk. That is why we are calling for a full investigation, and those who were involved should be held responsible.